Hey Hobby United, welcome to my second video with a lot less hair. I noticed I didn't have my hair cut the last time I made a video, so now it's all gone. You guys might be a bit confused because I was supposed to make a video a while ago, but Icy Sparks 2007 and I we swapped our places so he could talk about the background image for the YouTube page, and just so he could get it out before it was due. So we kind of swapped places, so I'm doing it today, the second last day of February. Yeah, things have been going good for me. I guess this video I'm going to talk more so, I wanted to organize it so I could do the topics first and then more so a little bit about my life later. Also, I want to apologize for two things. Sorry for the messy room. Academics have been keeping me off the whole house cleaning regime, and my room's been kind of messy. So if you notice anything in the background that's a bit off, it's just because it's messy. And also, sorry for not getting this out. I know I could have had this out earlier than the 28th, but I've been swamped with so much work in this engineering, and it's been pretty hard. But you know, just trying to get it out right now. Sorry I didn't upload it at midnight or anything. But yeah, I guess today I just wanted to talk about first off, just kind of a Hapa topic, what it's like meeting other Hapas. We just had our film screening for that I was talking about last time for Operation Baby Lift, and one of the topics that was really interesting, I'll talk about later, that was brought up in the film, is how a lot of they have reunions for the children that were involved in Operation Baby Lift, and a lot of the mixed people who were part of that whole operation, who were adopted by American families. They have 25-year anniversaries, and they met up a lot, and how for the mixed race children that came from Vietnam or were adopted, how when they met up with other people who were in the same program, same operation, and were also mixed race, how they could just kind of click and they identify with one another. They've not only had the same identity issues, but a lot of times they're the same mix, and have grown up in the same part of the U.S. And it was just a really interesting dynamic to hear about how these people who were at least from a war-torn country, just could, click, and suddenly could never met each other in their entire lives, but somehow had this defining grain in them that they could relate to one another because they're mixed race and they've been adopted by American families, and they didn't know their parents, their biological parents, and just it was really interesting to hear how they were able to relate to one another just by being Hapa. And I guess I just wanted to talk about that first. I know in my last video I was talking about how people tend to identify more so maybe with one side of their Hapa side versus just identifying purely as Hapa. I know I said I used to identify more so with my Caucasian side, and now more so, and then kind of switch over to the Asian side, and now more so just being a person who is Hapa. So I guess I just want to talk about that. For me, I guess I only started meeting people who were of Hapa descent in my college club. It was very easy for me to at least meet people who are very forward about their the fact that they're of mixed race, because the whole club was oriented towards that. In that setting, it was, I guess, very of course when you first have your first few club meetings, you talk about what it means to be a person of mixed race, but after that, I mean, we all kind of knew that there was the one defining thing about us, that we were all different from the majority of the world, people who were who identify as maybe just wholly Asian or wholly Caucasian or whatever nationality. And I guess it was just the defining grain that I noticed. It was super easy to talk to them. It was very easy just to just be open with them, because you felt like you had shared similar experiences, and even though you might not know everything about the person, you could kind of I guess I personally felt comfortable with these people just because I felt like that we had something in common that was more than just our experiences. It was more so something physically about ourselves that kind of connected us in a special way that I haven't really felt with people who might identify as one race or one nationality. So yeah, that was, I guess, one of the cool things I noticed about when I joined my Hapa club. It was a very eye-opening experience. I could, just talk to people. I could just, find people who were like me. I was wondering how you guys have felt like that. Have you guys ever been exposed to a group of people who, like a large group of people who identify as Hapa? What your experience is like, and have you been able to click with them? I guess related to this is how I react when it's one thing to see a person in a club, in a more intimate setting, and like you go to the same school, and it's very easy to just talk to somebody because you're in the same area. But it was just interesting to think about how people react when as Hapas, when we see another person who looks like they're Hapa or someone else is Hapa, like how we react. Like I know personally when I see someone who is Hapa, I'm like, oh my god, is that person Hapa? They're Hapa, aren't they? Like, I bet they're awesome, One of my best friends here is Hapa, and we always get really excited when we see someone who might be Hapa, and we're like, whoa, like you kind of just notice it. You kind of just, it's this weird connection, you kind of, maybe you might be walking through a crowd of people, and you're just like, oh, just you don't really notice these things, right? But even in your peripheries, you can kind of see someone oh, I can't tell what race, what they are, and oh, they might be hopping, it's like, oh. I know that sounds really weird, but I feel like it's an interesting connection that I think some of us have with one another, just by physical appearance, by the way we can see each other, the fact that we look different, we're not of a one singular race. It's just something that connects us, and we can immediately go off that. I know for me, like I was saying, I feel you kind of feel comfortable, not with this complete stranger, but after a while you can just kind of it's just a little thing that connects you with somebody that I feel is very unique of Hapas. I've always been able to connect with people who are Hapa, just kind of same experiences. I know well, I guess listening to all your guys' videos, it's been very interesting to hear a lot of similar experiences, and getting questions about what race are you actually, stuff like that. And it's always a breath of fresh air to see the Tumblr mixed people problems. Very true. I think it applies a lot to me and a lot of my friends who are Hapa. Yeah, so that's pretty much it from me. I noticed that this video was very long, so I'm just going to cut it in half. I'm going to put another link to my own channel where you can listen to the rest of it if you want, but you really don't have to, because it's 15 minutes. Total is 15 minutes long, and I know why it took so long, because I looked so tired. I pulled an all-nighter last night with this thing right here, this wonderful piece of technology. It's a Freescale semiconductor MCF5225X. I'm going to show you it. This thing. So I pulled an all-nighter with this lovely piece of technology. So I'm super drained. I'm really out of it, and that's why this video is so long, because I feel like I ramble a lot. Feel free to not watch that other video, because I know it's going to be really, really long. In short, the Babylor screening was amazing. We had a lot of the actual people who were in the documentary, adoptees and volunteers during the Vietnam War, come in and give us a lot of insights into what it was like for them, and how growing up in America was like for them. And other thing that's going to be mentioned in the video is we had a Hapa party, interesting, right? Funny name. It was to raise money for a Relay for Life team. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. Probably around my next video, maybe in March or April, because that's when our Relay for Life actually occurs, and it's maybe more so to do with more disease-specific things a lot of Hapa people are faced with, especially with bone marrow donations. It's hard for people who are mixed race or Hapa descent to find matches for bone marrow. But yeah, that's whatever was in the other video. I'm trying to make this really short so it's not so long. But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, sorry again for looking sleeping and messy room and getting this video in late. But yeah, I'll get it out by the end of the night. Okay, bye.